Good evening and welcome to another Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is the Sports Block broadcasting live from Ruckus Pizza in Cary. The Mustangs are coming off a 21-7 win over Apex this past Friday. That is the first win in the conference, making Middle Creek 1-0 in the conference. So, Coach, we began to talk about this game a little bit before we started here. The second half may not have been eventful on the scoreboard, but, a lot did happen. How did the game go?
Well, it went well. We're excited to be, 1-0 in conference, and that's what you want to do is start off with a victory. We had a lot of guys play hard. We have a great crowd here tonight with the Creek Crazies and some other sports and a Challenger program. But I put a highlight on our highlight film because of the Creek Crazies. Late in the second half, we're trying to drive the ball, and they start chanting, "He's a freshman." And one of our freshmen start carrying the football. And our Creek Crazies are great. But I have to make sure they understand this. There was 3 freshmen on the field. So when you said he's a freshman, we weren't sure if you were talking about Bobby, who was pulling out in front of that play, or if you were talking about the nose guard the next play. So you guys did a great job. But it was a good second half in the sense we got a victory. Our defense kind of overcame a couple turnovers. Our offense controlled the football. We had over 500 yards of offense, over 300 yards throwing the football. The freshman had 70 yards. Our starter, Elijah Perry, had over 100 yards. So we were excited about both of those things happening.
So you mentioned some of the highlights. We can actually go ahead and jump into some of those now and take a look.
All right, the first highlight here is going to be Brant, buys a little time, throws a corner out to Jay Schuler, throws it at the top side there. It's a great catch. It's a first touchdown. We love seeing when Brant throws a corner out. He throws a really good ball doing that. And you can see the guys there with good pass protection from this angle. Right there, you want to talk about a freshman. That's our left guard who's a freshman. Our sophomore right there is at left tackle too. So we have a couple young guys, and we also have a right guard who's a sophomore playing. The next one right here is going to be, I believe, a touchdown pass to Keon. And it's pretty neat. It's a little screen to the right. After the play, they come to the sideline, and I'm telling Keon, great job. And Rashid comes up and says, "Excuse me, coach," and goes, "Keon, I'm sorry, I missed my block." So I thought it was pretty neat to see a young man come up and apologize. And, of course, Keon being a teammate here, you can see that's our center. Misses the block, but, of course, his teammate was excited to score, so it was a pretty good play for us. The next play, get to it. Okay. The next play we're going to show here, if you watch our defense, we made an adjustment. You see our defensive line, our guys are moving around. Their offensive system, they would set and wait, see what you were in, and check plays and adjust plays. So we told them to move around, confuse them. We do that, and obviously here, Jacob Pearl's going to be on the show in a little bit. Does a great job of disguising and making a play on the pass. We wanted to kind of confuse them. We realized what they're doing. You can see here our defensive line, our linebackers are moving around, our secondary is walking around. That was actually an adjustment we made in about 5 seconds on the sideline, and it kind of worked to our advantage in this particular series of the game. All right, this next play coming up, and I usually don't notice when the Creek Crazies cheer. I'm usually too busy yelling. But this is the freshman. There's one blocking on the play, one carrying the football, and then 2 other sophomores on the field. So, again, that was a great job by the Creek Crazies of knowing who we had on the field. And you can see the guy pulling and the guy running the football. So we have a bunch of young guys as well as older guys who, we're enjoying watching play football right now. The next one, they did a lot of quick screen passes, trying to get the ball out of their hands and beating guys one-on-one. The next play we're going to see here is going to be a quick pass. Alex Sutton's one of our junior safeties, and when the film hopefully comes up here in a second, you'll see him make a tackle for a loss. It's not often when they call a pass play and they actually catch and complete the ball that actually goes for a 3-yard loss. So. All right, go ahead.
All right, so that's going to wrap it up for the highlights. So how much did we see from Apex that was expected, or did they throw anything at you guys that you weren't prepared for, and were there a lot of in-game adjustments?
Well, I always ask our guys on defense when we come off the field, is there anything we weren't expecting? And if they say no, coach, it's exactly what we think it is. then usually it's par for the course. The last 2 years of the games we had, basically they did what we expected them to do. We executed the most part. We gave a long touchdown run where maybe there should have been a flag thrown or a linebacker was tackled. I was in the middle of the field expressing my point of view at that point, and luckily there wasn't another flag thrown. But for the most part, they did what we expected them to do.
You know, coming off a tough loss, how do you feel? How important is it to? How important is it? Do you like to see your defense come out with a tough game?
Well, we want to see all parts of our game, our team play well. Defensively, again, we made some plays. We didn't make all of them, but we were excited to see kind of the turnovers we got. We had a couple sacks, a couple tackle for losses. That was our best production day in the sense of getting those stats. But overall, we expect to do that every week if we can.
All right. Well, Coach, thanks for joining us here. Once again, guys, you are watching the Sports Block live from Ruckus Pizza. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
It is a ruckus. It's a good time. We've got live music 4 or 5 nights a week. And
My favorite's the food, though. Our menu is very varied. We have great hamburgers, great pizza, great pasta, great sandwiches, great salads. We're famous for our New York style pizza. It's a huge 24-inch pizza with just right amount of cheese and sauce. And
all right, enough about the big pizza. Seriously. I sometimes still get a little bit long-winded, and this is a perfect fit for taking care of that.
It's great pizza.
Welcome back to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is the Sports Block, live from Ruckus Pizza. We are now joined by coordinator for the CFF Carolina Challengers program, Sally McCormick. Ms. McCormick, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thanks so much for having me.
No problem. If you could just start off by telling everyone a little bit about yourself and the program.
Well, I coordinate the CFF Carolina Challengers, and we're a Pop Warner flag football and cheer program for kids with disabilities. We serve kids from Wake, Durham, Orange, Johnson, and other counties who have cognitive and or physical disabilities.
What's the biggest benefit that you've seen so far running this program or being a part of it?
Well, it's different for everybody. For the kids, they just love getting out there and being part of a team sport because they don't really have that opportunity to do that very often. They like learning to play football. Many of them have grown up with siblings who play ball, and they get to do that. We also have cheerleaders in addition to our football players, so they all just have a great time. The parents think it's a wonderful opportunity for the kids to socialize, and for the volunteers, there's nothing more meaningful than giving these kids this great opportunity and watching them have a great time.
Yes.
So there's been a few Middle Creek players that have been associated and are still associated with the program. Could you talk about them?
Oh, absolutely. Middle Creek's been great to the CFF Carolina Challengers. This is our 5th season, and we started off 5 years ago with one of the Middle Creek students who became one of your star quarterbacks, I believe, David Salmon. He volunteered with us for all 4 years, and in fact had a bye weekend a couple of weeks ago and came home and volunteered again. This season we've got a couple of Middle Creek students, Brent and Hunter Wilkinson, and Brent's on the football team too, so we're really pleased to have them with the program.
You mentioned you've been talking about volunteers. In what capacity can people get involved as far as volunteer needs?
There's lots of things. We need help every Saturday during the games. Some of our kids need on-field assistance. It may be pushing a wheelchair, or it may just be pointing the player in the right direction.
Right.
Or we need help with running drills, managing the games. There's lots of things to do on the field, and then off the field, we also have opportunities to help promote the program as well as do some fundraising. We offer this program free, so there are no charges to the participants. So we have to raise the money to meet our operating expenses as well as to pay for special opportunities for them.
Well, then I'll go ahead and say this: how and where do people get involved in this program?
Well, the easiest way is to go to our website, which is cffchallengers.com, and that'll give you the contact information, mostly for me. And I'd be glad to talk to anybody about how they can become more involved with the CFF Carolina Challengers.
Well, I really appreciate your cause, and thank you for coming on.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Once again, guys, you are watching this Middle Creek Coaches Show, broadcasting live from Ruckus Pizza. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Thank you very much.
It is a ruckus. It's a good time. We've got live music 4 or 5 nights a week, and
You know, my favorite's the food, though. Our menu is very varied. We have great hamburgers, great pizza, great pasta, great sandwiches, great salads. We're famous for our New York style pizza. It's a huge 24-inch pizza with just right amount of cheese and sauce. And
all right,
thin
enough
New York
about the
crust.
big pizza. Seriously, I sometimes still get a little bit long-winded, and this is a perfect fit for taking care of that.
It's great pizza.
Welcome back to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is the Sports Block live from Ruckus Pizza in Cary. We are now joined by outside linebackers coach and defensive assistant John Trump. Coach, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
If you could start off by telling everyone a little bit about yourself and your coaching philosophy.
Sure. My wife and I moved down to North Carolina from the Chicago suburbs a little over a year ago, and got hooked up with Middle Creek. Basically was walking the dogs and walked by the campus, and I decided that it was time for me to get back to coaching, and emailed Coach Castallano. The next day we had a sit down, talk defense, and really the next day I was out on the field watching them practice and getting a feel for what Middle Creek does.
One of the major themes of this defense is that that their linebackers have been really involved flying around the field. Can you just speak a little bit about their ability?
Yeah, last year, you know, we had both a 4-3 and a 3-4. We kind of moved away from the 4-3 to the 3-4 just because we liked some of the kids that we had attacking the offense. This year we're even more advanced and really putting the outside backers in position to hopefully create turnovers or create tackles for losses and sacks. I mean,
Right.
that's really what our defense is based on, and we want to be the aggressors and really bring it to the offense other than having them bring it to us.
Right.
So in order to kind of carry that aggression on defense, what is the balance of calls for these offensive linebackers? Are they blitzing often, or are they dropping into coverage most of the time?
We're all over the place, really. You know, we typically have a 3 front, 3 down linemen, and are bringing, you know, usually 1, but we can bring, you know, up to 3 linebackers, bring safeties. So, you know, we're not going to give anything away and let an offense really predicate what we're going to do. So we're all over the place.
Nice.
You spoke about aggression, but obviously you want to focus a little bit on other stuff through this core group. What other things in practice do you like to see out of your linebackers?
Honestly, I just want consistency. You know, it's really hard to go week by week and have a kid do something great and the next week have them fail at it without, you know, understanding why they're failing at it. You know, so consistency is the number one thing for me, and really just effort. You know, to me, effort can really overcome anything else.
Well, last question before we let you out of here. What gets you more jazzed up as a coach? You're one of your linebackers getting a crucial interception, maybe a pick six, or a crucial stop where they, you know, fill that gap up.
Anytime we get a turnover, I'm happy. That's all that I want. You know, throughout the summer, that's what I worked on: interceptions and stripping the ball.
As long as they put their hands on the ball.
I want turnovers, and a 3 and out is like a turnover to me.
Well, Coach, thank you for your time.
No
And
problem.
thank you for being on the show. Guys, you are watching the Middle Creek Coaches Show live from Ruckus Pizza. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Thanks, guys.
It is a ruckus. It's a good time. We've got live music 4 or 5 nights a week, and
You know, my favorite's the food, though. Our menu is very varied. We have great hamburgers, great pizza, great pasta, great sandwiches, great salads. We're famous for our New York style pizza. It's a huge 24-inch pizza with just right on the cheese and sauce. And
All right,
thin New
enough
York
about the
crust.
big pizza. Seriously, I sometimes still get a little bit long-winded, and this is a perfect fit for taking care of that.
It's great pizza.
Welcome back to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is the Sports Block live from Ruckus Pizza in Cary. We are now joined by all-conference safety Jacob Pearl. Jacob, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. If you could start off by telling everyone a little bit about yourself, both on and off the field.
Well, my name is Jacob. I played safety for 3 years. I started last year, and then off the field, I guess I want to go to UNC Chapel Hill and try and study hard, I guess.
So responsibilities for safeties can kind of vary from team to team depending on what scheme the defense is running. What are some of your main responsibilities in this defense?
Well, probably the main responsibility for us, for safeties, is to cover the pass and everything, and then we also have to clean up on the run if we're necessary.
What do you think the strengths are so far of this defense? What do you think this defense is doing well? And then maybe, what do you think this defense can improve on?
Well, I think so far we've done a pretty good job on defense. We definitely need to work on getting off the field on third down because that's kind of been a problem for us. And then we also really want to work on, like Coach Trump said, to get turnovers and everything and try and help out our offense as best we can.
Held Apex to 7 points, not too bad.
Yeah, but the goal is for a shutout.
Right.
So would you rather line up against a team that's going to smash the ball on the ground, or would you rather play against a team that's going to sling it around in the air and give you an opportunity to go after some passes?
Well, luckily in the Tri-9 that we play in right now, it's usually a pretty good mix-up of teams that can do both, and so we get a lot of experience to play at both sides for both running the ball and throwing the ball.
Play in and play out. How do you, prepare yourself for, what's coming up next? For those people that, might not, play football, what is going through your head as soon as that ball is snapped?
Well, really, you just got to try and work on your responsibilities, and you have to try and find the ball and read if it's run or pass, and just try and find the ball and try and do the best you can.
Well, as a fellow safety, this is my last question. I just want to see what you think about this. As a fellow safety, what did you feel, if anything, when you saw NFL safety from the Cardinals, Rashawn Johnson, lose a finger? And have you ever been in a position where you might fear that your fingers might be in danger?
And would you continue to play?
Well, obviously I continue to play, but I don't know. I've never really been in that position. The worst I've done is fractured a pinky, and it's not that bad, so I don't know.
Take that fracture and then pull it off your finger. What would you think then?
Oh, that'd be rough. I don't know, but I guess you gotta do what you gotta do.
You don't need to catch the ball. You just
knock it down.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, Jacob, thanks for joining us. Guys, once again, you are watching the Middle Creek Coaches Show live from Ruckus Pizza. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
It is a ruckus. It's a good time. We've got live music 4 or 5 nights a week, and
My favorite's the food, though. Our menu is very varied. We have great hamburgers, great pizza, great pasta, great sandwiches, great salads. We're famous for our New York style pizza. It's a huge 24-inch pizza with just right on the cheese and sauce. And
all right,
thin New
enough
York
about the
crust.
big pizza. Seriously, I sometimes still get a little bit long-winded, and this is a perfect fit for taking care of that.
It's great pizza.
Welcome back to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is the Sports Block live from Ruckus Pizza. We are now joined by wrestling coach Heath Allen. Coach, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, no problem. If you could just start off by telling everyone a little bit about yourself and your coaching philosophy.
My name's Heath Allen. I'm originally from Ohio, moved down to North Carolina about 3 years ago. Wrestled for Ohio University. One of my philosophies is to not only make our student athletes better athletes, but just better character in the community, better citizens, and we just want to see better people.
Yeah. So we've kind of talked to other coaches in the past, that obviously played their sport in college. So how was that transition for you? How different is it to go from wrestling to coaching these wrestlers?
It's kind of hard at first. It's going from collegiate wrestling back into high school wrestling. It's different to adjust back to the levels of where the kids are, but you quickly come accustomed to the students, where they're at, what they need to focus on, and how much help they need, not only on the mat but in the classroom also.
As a first-year coach, what foundations are you trying to set as you transition this into your program?
Right now we're just trying to get numbers. We've been having good numbers, steadily rising weekly. Also, just the fundamentals. We're gonna know the fundamentals, and we're gonna be tough. We're gonna go out there, and we're gonna do what needs to be done to hopefully get some wins.
Mm-hmm. So how do you think the team looks? Who are some guys to watch out for? Maybe?
Right now, like I said, we're really young. We haven't been doing too much any wrestling, more just doing conditioning workouts. Have a couple of kids, Gabriel Pickett, who's been coming to every single workout, and then Ryan Pasquale, who's a returner. He's been coming to every workout so far this preseason. So we're gonna be young, but I think we're gonna be good. We're gonna be good in the conference. So
What I know in an individual sport like wrestling, how do you kind of get that team unity when it's just one-on-one on the mat?
a lot of times there's dual matches, and yes, it's individual. The guy across from you versus you, but at the same time, if you do your job, the team will win also. So it's not only you doing your own responsibility, but the team will prevail and hopefully get the victory also.
One quick question. Any of your wrestlers think they can get a point on you?
I don't know. We haven't had a challenge yet, so we'll see. We'll see. But I've got a couple assistant coaches who'll be able to help me out. So.
So that's a no.
That's a no.
Well, Coach, thanks for your time. Guys, you are watching the Middle Creek Coaches Show, broadcasting live from Ruckus Pizza. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
It is a ruckus. It's a good time. We've got live music 4 or 5 nights a week. And
My favorite's the food, though. Our menu is very varied. We have great hamburgers, great pizza, great pasta, great sandwiches, great salads. We're famous for our New York style pizza. It's a huge 24-inch pizza with just right amount of cheese and sauce. And
all right, enough about the big pizza. Seriously. I sometimes still get a little bit long-winded, and this is a perfect fit for taking care of that.
It's great pizza.
Welcome back to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is a sports block live from Ruckus Pizza in Cary. We are now joined by wrestler Ryan Pasquale. Ryan, it is now Ryan, and Ryan. So thank you for completing the trifecta. We appreciate that. If you could just start off by telling everyone a little bit about yourself, both on and off the mat.
I've been wrestling for Middle Creek this is going on my 4th year. The past 3 years, I've wrestled 106 pounds. This year, I'm going to wrestle a 113-pound weight class, and it's been fun. And off the field, I've been planning to go to NC State and hopefully do ROTC there.
Cool. So you said you're going to be in 113 this year?
Yes.
So, is there a big difference when you go, into different weight classes? Is there a difference in the strategy that your opponents use, or is it more just adjusting to that weight class?
Well, they're a lot heavier at 113, and you got to get used to the fact that they're going to be stronger than you. Also, they're a little bit faster, so it's a whole new world, and it's going to be tough, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
Cool.
Can you just speak about your role in this team? Your coach mentioned that this is a young team, and he's kind of trying to start his imprint on the program. So what are you doing as a member of this team to kind of transition it into that new program as an upperclassman?
Well, I'm trying to follow the coach and get everyone to listen to the coach, to respect him, so everyone knows that he's running the program, so they can follow his lead and hopefully create a better program for years to come.
Right. Well, how do you get yourself ready for a match? You're moving up in weight, so obviously you're going to have to focus more on gaining weight before a match. So what steps do you do to make sure you make weight and get ready for the match?
Well, actually now I still have to cut, but it's not too bad this year. I try to make sure that I'm focused, and right before the match, I always have my music. I'm listening to my music to get prepared, and I'm very to myself. I just try to visualize what's going to happen, and I try to imagine how I want the match to go. I know my moves, and I'm just hype. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
So what is your favorite part of wrestling? Is it when you're hyped up and coming out, or is it, when you're actually wrestling and you make a good move or something, or is it after when you win? Or?
The best moment is when they raise your hand. It's unspeakable.
Nice.
If you could you? I mentioned this before we came on air, but if you could, can you just speak a little bit about the fact that your sport is considered amateur and the WWE is considered a professional sport?
Well, the WWE, in my opinion, is just crap. It's fake. But this is the real sport. Real men wrestle here.
Oh, I agree.
Strong words. We respect strong opinions here.
I'd rather have a strong opinion than a
absolutely.
so-so answer.
Yeah.
So we appreciate that, Ryan, and thank you for joining us. Once again, guys, you are watching the Middle Creek Coaches Show, broadcasting live from Ruckus Pizza. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
It is a ruckus. It's a good time. We've got live music 4 or 5 nights a week. And
My favorite's the food, though. Our menu is very varied. We have great hamburgers, great pizza, great pasta, great sandwiches, great salads. We're famous for our New York style pizza. It's a huge 24-inch pizza with just right amount of cheese and sauce. And
all right, enough about the big pizza. Seriously. I sometimes still get a little bit long-winded, and this is a perfect fit for taking care of that.
It's great pizza.
Welcome back to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is the Sports Block, live from Ruckus Pizza in Cary.
Our cheerleaders have been replaced by faculty members.
He's doing really well.
Three crazies. Let's go.
Black, red, and yellow is our new color scheme.
I like the accent. Yeah. So we are now joined by the advisor for the Creek Crazies, Mr. Henry Harden. Mr. Harden, if you keep growing the beard out, can we call you James Harden? Is that all right?
There is a relationship there.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Fear the beard.
Actually, there isn't. But.
Could you start off by just telling everyone a little bit about yourself and what you do with the Creek Crazies?
Well, first off, I'm a math teacher. Math. Go math. Yeah.
Yay for math.
It's my 4th year teaching at Middle Creek.
Cool.
Students hall, went to NC State, so definitely red and black all the way. All right. But actually, the Creek Crazies was kind of brought to me by the students. Me and actually Mr. Hoy is my kind of co-advisor are probably the craziest teachers at the school. So, I guess
That's
it kind of
a good
fits.
title.
It fits.
Yeah, nice.
Definitely. Yeah.
Well, if you could just speak a little bit about the day in the life of a Creek Crazy advisor and what that means.
It's one word, crazy. It's never ending. There's always something that needs to be done. Yeah, we are. We're actually doing a lot this year, and it's probably part of the students. The students are doing a lot this year, and they have a lot of ideas. And so my goal and Mr. Hoy's goal is just to bring those ideas forward for them and allow it to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So thus far, the support and the Creek Crazies have been phenomenal. The numbers, how loud they get. Do you feel like some of the organization that the Creek Crazies have now helps feed that, or?
Definitely the organization. We have meetings every Thursday. Wow. We are meeting in Mr. Hoy's room, so we definitely need more. But our main goal is actually to just increase the numbers for every sport. We definitely have the support for football. We're trying to get the support up for basketball this year, and that will be our goal. And then for every other sport, volleyball, tennis, everything, we're trying to get the support up.
Well, going back to your high school days, what was your school spirit like when you were in high school?
Well, I was an athlete.
Were you a late bloomer, and now you're kind of living vicariously through these students, or?
No, I just felt like I haven't really grown up.
We haven't either.
I'm still young. So actually, I feel like I'm kind of in my young days still.
Yeah.
I played sports in high school, so I was really on the field and in the court. So
right.
I guess this is my chance to actually show my support.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you go to NC State, you know how loud we can get at the games.
Yeah,
A little
absolutely.
bit.
Yeah.
I might know a thing or two.
How hard is it to keep the crazies from being too crazy? Because they're there's a lot of passion there, and
There's a lot of passion.
do you ever
there.
have to rein it in, or are the kids good about it?
Nah, I rule with an iron fist, just so you know. I'll put the hammer down. Nah, I'm joking. Nah, they're great kids. They actually do a really good job of just controlling themselves. Of course, a couple issues here or there, but the iron fist comes down and we handle that.
I believe it.
Definitely.
So, what's your favorite part about being an advisor for these crazies?
Being able to be as, I guess, wild as I am without getting in trouble.
Right.
I mean, we do so much at the school that, we get kind of the looks of, man, these teachers, they're not even working, it looks like it, but we're showing school spirit every day.
Well, before we let you go, I just want to put something on the docket for Thursday. Fear the beard shirts and to pay homage to you and make sure you grow that a little bit longer. I just think it'd be something nice to bring the unity for the Creek Craze a little bit closer.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Getting some
second that
stimulation
motion.
here. I'm getting to grow out root.
Well, thank you for your time and thank you for joining us.
No problem.
Once again, guys, you are watching the Middle Creek Coaches Show, broadcasting live from Ruckus Pizza. We will be right back.
It is a ruckus. It's a good time. We've got live music 4 or 5 nights a week. And
My favorite's the food, though. Our menu is very varied. We have great hamburgers, great pizza, great pasta, great sandwiches, great salads. We're famous for our New York style pizza. It's a huge 24-inch pizza with just right amount of cheese and sauce. And
all right,
thin New
enough
York
about the
crust.
big pizza. Seriously, I sometimes still get a little bit long-winded, and this is a perfect fit for taking care of that.
It's great pizza.
Welcome back to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. We are now joined by Senior Creek Crazy, Grant Jones. Grant, thank you for joining us tonight, sir.
Thank you for letting me be on here.
Yeah. If you could just start off by telling us a little bit about yourself and how you got started with the Creek Crazies and why you enjoy it.
Well, I'm Grant Jones, and I'm a senior here. I've been a Creek Crazy actively for 4 years. I just love supporting Middle Creek athletics. I've been to 46 consecutive Middle Creek football games.
Wow. Nice.
I'd like to give a quick shout out to my father to taking me to all those games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have your own seat reserved at this point? 46 consecutive games?
Or a plaque or something?
Not yet.
No, yeah.
Another thing to put on Thursday's docket.
So we obviously just talked to your advisor here, and he seems really energetic and has brought a lot of organization. So could you speak to that?
Yeah, he's brought a lot of new energy and ideas for us, how we can be more organized but still as crazy as we are. And sometimes it's good to have a new change. He's brought change from the previous years, which have just made the Creek Crazies, I'd say, the best they've been in school history.
Yeah, they look good.
Well, how do you make this schedule work with going to the amount of games that you do, and also getting your schoolwork done and
Well, schoolwork does come first. My parents, they won't let me go if my grades aren't up.
Right.
So I have to focus on keeping my grades up and being active. But I still find time.
So what's your favorite chant or cheer?
Probably the first time I heard the "I Believe" chant, it was amazing. Because I was wondering what we were eventually saying, and once we started doing it,
Slowly unraveled, right?
And then what's your favorite sport to attend?
probably football. But I do love going to.
Don't be biased just because the coach is sitting right there.
Yeah, he's not listening.
Speak your mind.
Well, my favorite sport would be track since I'm the runner there.
Yeah, there you go. So have you guys brought anything new to the table, like cheers or chant-wise this year? Or?
Well, we come up with new cheers at games. It'll just come up on the spot. Sometimes it'll just be you just get an idea in the moment and you just start chanting it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, then what serious question this time? You know, as you're leaving in your senior year, what do you hope to accomplish by going to all these games and showing your support for your school?
Well, I hope to leave an impact on like the underclassmen so that they'll continue on the tradition of having school spirit and supporting Middle Creek athletics.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Grant.
Guys, don't go anywhere. You're still watching the Middle Creek Coaches Show, broadcasting live from Ruckus Pizza. We'll be right back.
It is a ruckus. It's a good time. We've got live music 4 or 5 nights a week. And
My favorite's the food, though. Our menu is very varied. We have great hamburgers, great pizza, great pasta, great sandwiches, great salads. We're famous for our New York style pizza. It's a huge 24-inch pizza with just right amount of cheese and sauce. And
all right, enough about the big pizza. Seriously, I sometimes still get a little bit long-winded, and this is a perfect fit for taking care of that.
It's great pizza.
Anything we need to know new about this week?
Welcome back to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is a Sports Block live from Ruckus Pizza in Cary. We are now joined once again for our final segment with head coach Mike Castallano. Coach, this Friday we finally come back home for a matchup with Green Hope. Green Hope is 4-2, 1-1 in the conference. So I'm coming off a 20-16 win over Cary. How has this team and this coaching staff been preparing for Green Hope?
Well, like most weeks, we're trying to see who we have healthy. We got a bunch of injuries again, but we have a lot of guys that I think will hopefully step up and do a good job for us. We're more than anything, we're excited to be at home. Creek Crazies will be there. They'll be loud. We have one of the coolest entrances, if you've never been to a game, of watching the Creek Crazies come in. It blew my mind. The first game, I was the head coach here. I looked at Coach Bordeaux, and I said, where the heck are our players going? And who are those group of kids coming in? He just said, just watch this. I said, okay, and I got to see kind of how our home crowd is, and it's a great experience. It's one of my favorite parts is just seeing those guys and being in our stadium, and we're looking forward to that. Now, about the game, they're pretty good. They lost their quarterback beginning of the year and have a guy who played JV for them last year who moved up to varsity. He was only undefeated on JV last year. The head coach's son, I actually told the head coach from Green Hope, I said, we're going to try to call the central office and get a rule passed that you can't coach your own kids, so you have to send them over to Middle Creek. He's a really good player, and he plays defense and offense, and they've got another receiver who's really good. Defensively, we think they do a really good job. And I told last year at our coaches meeting for the conference, and Coach Bordeaux was there with me, they do a Coach of the Year voting. And I said, I want Coach from Green Hope. I thought they were the best coach team we played all year. So it'll be exciting to play those guys. This is a team that was picked to compete for the conference championship. So that's all you can ask for is have a chance to play against those guys.
And what things have you? I mean, you spoke highly of their offense and defense. If you had to key on one thing, would it be that your defense comes out with another strong effort, or the offense dealing with the injuries that it's dealing with comes out and puts some points on the board early?
Well, we'd hope both things happen, actually.
Right.
They're very, very similar to us. They run the exact same offense we do with a few wrinkles in it. Obviously, we have a few different wrinkles. Defensively, we're hoping that we can get some stops, get a couple of turnovers, hopefully. Offensively, we want to score quick. We're a tempo team. If you ever come to one of our games and get bored, there's something wrong because we're a fast break on both sides of the football, that way on special teams as well. So hopefully we'll get all those things happening early.
All right. Also, Coach, you have something else for us?
Yes, we're back home, so we have another honorary Coach of the Week. He couldn't make it out here tonight. He's got a young child, but Mr. Ginsberg, as a biology teacher, will be our honorary Coach of the Week this week. And I like Mr. Ginsberg. He teaches 2 biology classes, an honors biology class, but he still finds a way every week to come in and say, Coach, why in the world did you do that? I finally asked him, okay, what's your background? He actually coached. He's a big Florida State fan, went to Florida State, and he actually coached some while he was in the state of Florida teaching prior to moving to Raleigh. So we're excited to have him on the sidelines. This year, our honorary coaches are 1-0, so if that keeps happening,
right,
we might have to get rid of the program so they don't fire me.
Well, Coach, good luck on Friday. Guys, you were watching the Middle Creek Coaches Show, broadcasting live from Ruckus Pizza. Make sure and you tune in next time. We'll see you.
All right, thanks.